13 minutes. 3,384 words. #1/3 of this Artsakh village residents are children. So adults let them design their own playground. This is what it looks like. Vaguhas. Martuni is located near the border. Somehow, 230 of 650 residents are children. It's a village tradition to have many children, said a local teacher. Teacher, I still have only one child. But it's a matter of time. Almost every family has multiple children here. This is their definition of patriotism. The village was destroyed during the war. We lost 60 residents. This was another reason for residents to have even more children. The children have always wanted to have a playground and library here. The construction of the playground is almost complete. They will take care of the ground soon. The teacher and children had launched a fundraiser on *Re-Armenia platform and gathered the necessary 7.6 meters from donors within 2 months. The children helped design the project and manage the budget after receiving leadership skills as part of a program by *Teach for Armenia. You can find these playgrounds in every Yerevan backyard. But this is a major accomplishment for a village in Artsakh, said a Re-Armenia representative. Families from nearby villages bring their children to play there. Cooperation agreement is signed between US FBI and Armenia's ACC. The Anti-Corruption Committee and Federal Bureau of Investigation will establish relations and expand the cooperation. The FBI will share its experience with Armenian investigators and help retrain them. The agencies will aid each other during investigations. The agreement was signed in Washington. The Armenian delegation also met representatives of the International Anti-Corruption Coordination Center and the State Department's Anti-Narcotics Bureau. They discussed money laundering, illegal enrichment, issues relating to the methodology of investigations, and challenges. A meeting was held with Ambassador McCunts, U.S. officials. The foundation of ACC and our cooperation within the AMUS strategic dialogue is successful. We seek to expand the partnership with ACC. #POO opposition alliance is dead. Arthur Vanetzian is the head of POO. Pativ Unum. An alliance between Vanetzian's party and Serge's HHK party. He has decided to step down as an MP. He had earlier announced that he would only return to parliament if Pashinyan resigns. It's either me or him. Basically. Vanetzian. I have decided to step down as a member of parliament. For many of you, my decision is not a surprise as I have repeatedly and publicly announced that I no longer see myself in this parliament. The citizens gave us the mandate to prevent the disastrous policies of this government. But this parliament has ceased to be an effective platform for achieving this goal. Our party has made a decision to continue its activities outside of parliament. The POO alliance no longer exists de jure and de facto. I'd like to thank them for their work. This decision is exclusively ours. And it shouldn't hinder the work of independent POO MPs who choose to stay in parliament. POO MP Taguhi Tavmasian thanked Vanetzian for the journey and said she will make a decision soon on whether to stay in parliament or leave. I'm in Vardinus. Hopefully, the clear and cold air will help me to make the right decision. Vanetzian's decision comes amid reports of internal disagreements within the opposition ranks. And last week's decision by street protest leaders to from France Square. Vanetzian will be replaced by the next person on the ballot. Who is Martin Gregorian? He hasn't officially accepted the mandate yet. He is a former BHK MP. Why did Vanetzian break up with Serge Sarkisyan? Opinions. Non-former regime opposition figure Kajakian. Vanetzian became the face of Serge's HHK party during the last elections. And served him until the end. But Serge recently declared Arfishkin Sagatelian as the leader of the resistance movement, despite the fact it was Vanetizan who launched the street gatherings. Vanetzian made some rookie mistakes after entering politics. In the end, he gave all the keys to HHK and left. Political expert Antonian Vanetzian's mistake was accusing the government of betraying the revolution's values, then joining the former regime that is against the revolution's values. He should have positioned himself as a third force. Vanetzian Kadyrov alliance? I don't think there will be a mass exodus among PU MPs now. But they will try to clear their names. The MPs have sacrificed a lot. They won't give up the mandate easily. Arf Sagatelian. Everyone has a different roadmap. We have come a long way together. And we value that. Vanetzian's close ally is being sued for alleged defamation. Inoanesian, head of Informed Citizens NGO. I have filed a defamation lawsuit against Arsen Babayan, Vanetzian's Arenik party member. Serge Era parliament official. A few months ago I wrote how the group headed by Vanetzian deserted the positions during the 2020 war. They finished the photoshoot and left the positions in Shash village. The only thing that saved them from criminal prosecution was the fact that the legal article didn't apply to them. Arsen Babayan at the time threatened to sue me for defamation. I was hoping he would, so I could finally present the evidence in court to shut them up. The bad news is I have decided to sue them for defaming me in their response message. Justice Ministry about the planned reforms in Chamber of Advocates. Play button. We will review the training and qualification procedure for lawyers. Graduating from a law school won't be a prerequisite for an exam if the candidate already has 7 years of experience and certification as a specialist, or relevant master's and bachelor's degrees. Play button. There will be a new disciplinary committee. Play button. Board of Chamber of Advocates will have more powers in the field of activities of public lawyers. Play button. The chamber president and members will be required to be politically independent and exercise restraint. Play button. The process of electing chamber body members will be reformed to prevent corporate influences during the member election. Play button. The list of citizens who qualify for public defense will expand, while the standards around the person's inability to pay for services will be clarified to fight abuse. Play button. There will be alternative methods to provide legal assistance. It's for those who want to do it pro bono, aren't considered public defenders, etc. Play button. There will be incentives for lawyers to provide free services. There is almost a 100% consensus around after discussions with the chamber. Fact checker denies ex-HHK MP Zakarian's claim that suicides have skyrocketed. 2015 to 208. 2016 to 195. 2017 to 157. 2018 to 179. 2019 to 153. 2020 to 183. 2021 to 191. The MP claimed there were 30 suicides in Q1 2022. Even if true, that would be 3x lower than during the same periods of previous years. Road rage incident in village Nagavan left 2 dead and 5 wounded on Sunday. Police. A 32-year man and his brother were traveling in a vehicle in Aparan when they used the horn at an Infinity vehicle, bypassed it, cut it off, and forced it to stop. They approached the Infinity driver to discuss the matter. Several residents of Aparan intervened. The discussion escalated into an argument. They agreed to meet again at a gas station. The 32-year driver, his brother, and a group of other men went to the gas station and assaulted one of the Aparan residents who had earlier intervened in the argument. They agreed to meet again near the Nagavan landfill. The 32-year driver used his hunting rifle and fired at the men. 2 of them died from gunshot wounds later in the hospital. 5 others were taken to medical centers. Sputnik outlet reports that one of the deceased is a relative of Aparan Mayor Karen Yegiazarian. Robert Kacharyan's media outlet, citing its sources, claimed that the relatives of QPMP Matvos Asatrian, who is a village native, were participants in the fight and fired the shots with Kalashnikov. The MP denied the rumors about his family's participation and promised to sue the outlets for defamation. He accused the opposition of intentionally spreading lies to harm his reputation with locals. Shamshian's outlet reports that a large number of individuals visited the hospital and trashed the place. The doctors had to call the police. Additional forces were brought to assist the local department. The local police chief has been fired. The authorities are reportedly investigating possible police inaction or mishandling of the case. The suspects had allegedly met on several occasions throughout several days, and the critics say the incident could have been prevented by the police. A documentary book on the Armenian genocide is published in Spain. Was written by Ricardo Ruiz de la Serna, a lecturer at San Pablo CEU University Madrid. He has been studying the genocide for years and has advocated for official recognition by Spain, which has not done so yet. Ricardo. The goal is to raise awareness within Spanish society. It's a modest contribution to set the facts and pave the way for a better understanding of the genocide. I have no Armenian roots, but I've been interested in Armenian culture since childhood thanks to my father who loved Armenian music. The book is a short history of the events. It covers the road to the genocide, the Hamidian massacres, and the destruction of the Armenians in Cilicia. The ideological and political roots of political violence against Armenians. How it was perpetrated. Legal framework. Military and paramilitary, etc. And the different stages of the genocide. Arrests. Deportations. Confiscations. Death marches through the desert. I was also interested in the resistance. Armenians did not remain silent like a lamb. Wherever they could fight and resist, they did it. Probably the most famous example was the resistance in the Musa Daw in July 1915. Around 100 films will be screened during this year's Golden Apricot Festival in Yerevan. July 10 to 17. This year there will be a special program dedicated to the 2020 war. 5 movies produced by filmmakers from Greece, Argentina, Egypt, Armenia, and Artsakh. Diasporan benefactors met Artsakh parliament leadership. Speaker Tavmassian. I hosted benefactors Levon Kiragian and Karen Arakelian today. Kiragian has been making monthly donations to the All Armenia Fund for over 30 years. Arakelian followed his example. We appreciate the patriotic activities of diasporan Armenians. New social program will launch in Artsakh to provide rent subsidies to IDPs. Today is World Refugee Day. The government summoned a meeting to discuss topics concerning IDPs and refugees. State Minister Beglarian. You are aware of the post-war programs aimed at providing social stability to displaced persons. Today we are launching a new program to provide rent subsidies. While the efforts continue to build and distribute new housing, hundreds of more houses will be distributed in the coming months. Putin about the precedent set by Kosovo's independence. The U.S. argues Kosovo's situation is unique and does not establish a precedent. Every territorial conflict is unique. Putin disagrees. The independence of Donbass from Ukraine is fully within the international law. Under the pressure from Western countries, the World Court ruled that when a territory breaks away from a country, it doesn't have to ask for permission from the central administration. The ruling was for Kosovo. But it's a precedent. Okay. So the Donbass republics don't have to ask for permission from Kyiv. Did Russia have the right to recognize their independence? Of course. And we did. Whether they like it or not. They set the precedent, so our actions are completely legal. // Russia could soon move heavy weapons to Latin America amid confrontation with the West. Nicaraguan President Daniel Ortega looks like one of those Che dudes who really hates America. He has invited Russia to station more personnel and equipment. Russians are invited to use Nicaraguan waters and airspace. Earlier this month, Russian state TV called for the placement of powerful weapons closer to the U.S. borders. The report argued that Moscow should move military forces to Nicaragua, citing the aforementioned decree by Ortega. Russian talk show host. What did you want? If American missile systems can nearly reach Moscow from the Ukrainian territory, it's time for Russia to roll out something powerful closer to America. / percentage of Russian population who said they've noticed a significant price hike in the following food categories last month. Sugar, 40% of people. Meat and amp. Poultry 39%. Milk and amp. Dairy 38%. Bread and amp. Pastry 32%. Vegetable oil 31%. Cereals and amp. Pasta 30%. Veggies 27%. Egg 26%. Alcohol 14%. / Georgia won't impose sanctions against Russia, but won't violate the international ones. PM Garibashvili. It's due to economic and national security reasons. We aren't the only country to make this decision. As the head of state, I must think about the security of our people. Politically, we stand by the international community. We must solve our territorial conflicts before we can join NATO. This is the opinion of our European and other NATO colleagues. / EAEU is entering stage of revealing its integration potential. Pashinyan during EAEU summit. Pashinyan. The EAEU is concluding its formation phase and is entering the phase of revealing its integration potential for the benefit of creating a common economic space and sustainable economic growth for our countries. It's necessary to adapt to modern conditions in the world. Food safety is a major challenge. The member states should respond on a collective basis and develop mutually acceptable solutions to minimize the possibility of food shortages. We need to remove trade barriers, form new export-import logistics chains, develop import substitution, and improve conditions for doing business. Recent years show that most of the obstacles faced by businesses arise from a lack of coordinated rules. I attach importance to solving the issue of the alcohol market. The establishment of common principles can contribute to the creation of a common market without discriminatory restrictions. This is a priority for Armenia, which has wide export opportunities. I would like to emphasize the need for the members to work on the creation and development of transport infrastructure, multi-module logistics centers, and Eurasian transport corridors. We attach great importance to the development of cooperation with China in the implementation of the Belt and Road Initiative. / Russian leaders spoke about the formation of new transport routes in the Caucasus and other parts of the EAEU bloc. PM Mishustin and AMP. Others. EAEU members should boost the activities on developing the transport links amid the sanctions that have disrupted global logistics. Now is the time to develop the east-west and north-south corridors. The free flow of goods and lack of customs borders within EAEU, and the integration of transport systems, can be our key advantages in the global competition for transit routes. There is a proposal to build a southern railway in Armenia, reconstruct the M1 highway for the development of the Europe-China highway branching to Belarus. and build the Europe-China Railway and China-Kyrgyzstan-Uzbekistan Railway. News, Premier Minister Mikhail Mishustin prizval strany EAES uskorit sozdani infrastruktury dla transport. TNYH Koridorov. Armenia wants to invest in Iran's Chabahar port for cargo transfers from India to Black Sea. Armenia's ambassador visited Chabahar on Monday to meet the port leaders and learn about logistics. They discussed possible investments in the port and the idea of developing the India-Iran-Armenia trade corridor. The Armenian ambassador said Armenia wants to invest in Chabahar. Chabahar Authority. Since you have no access to the sea. But you are our neighbor. You have a great opportunity to use our port to trade with others. Armenia can help establish an affordable cargo transit link to the Black Sea ports. A cheaper alternative to the Suez Canal. Photo. Construction of a 17 km section of Yerevan-Megri Road is nearing the end. It's part of the Yerevan-Yeresk-Goris-Megri-Iran Road. The 17 km section passes through Vayos de Zor. The construction began last year and will finish in the coming months. Several small bridges located on the road are also being repaired. The guy who helped Yeltsin break up USSR was found dead in a sauna in Baku. Gennady Burbulus helped Yeltsin with the process to sign the death of the USSR. He died at the age of 75 while relaxing in a sauna in one of the hotels in Baku. The Azeri authorities are investigating the death. His associates said he was feeling great and had just attended a forum in Baku to discuss the threats to the global world order. A Swedish diplomat credited Burbulus with efforts to democratize Russia. Burbulus is the third significant person to die in recent months. Former Ukrainian President Kravchuk and former Belarusian President Shushkevich died a few months ago. Redacted. A new month. A new employment record. Economy Minister Karobian. The labor market set another record in May. The number of employed individuals rose by 8,488 or 1.28%, reaching 673,224. It's a plus 6% from last year. The salary fund was 160 billion. Yerevan wants to donate an apartment to wrestling champion after learning he lives in a 68 square meters flat with his parents and two siblings. Malka Zamoyan, a Yazidi Armenian Greco-Roman wrestler, is a world and European champion. He lives in his parents' 67.7 square meters Yerevan apartment with his parents, brother, and sister. The administration has decided to donate a 92 square meters apartment on Leningradian Street as an encouragement. To reduce Razdan pollution. A water treatment plant will be built on a small river Getter that flows through Yerevan. The 24-kilometer Getter, most of which passes through Yerevan, has a level 5 worst water pollution. Getter feeds into Razdan, and Razdan pours into Yerevanyan Lake. The goal is to reduce the pollution not only in Yerevan, but also in the provinces where Razdan travels and irrigates the crops. The quality of crops is expected to increase. The plant will be built next year in the area where Getter merges with Razdan. It's near the polyplast factory in the Shengavit district. It will remove solid waste, inject oxygen into the water, and remove the nasty smell. 70% of transport problems in Yerevan will be resolved by the end of next year. Mayor Haratia. Play button. This year we will allocate 6.342 billion to acquire 15 trolleybuses and 150 buses. Play button. The 10-year expiration date of Chinese Higer buses is this year. So we will import parts for repairs. Play button. By the end of next year, up to 80% of the capital's transport problems will be resolved. Play button. We'll introduce legal amendments this year to allow private transport companies to be part of the new transport network. Armenian tech firm Synergy wants to fund startups. Synergy founder Ashathov Hanashan. I'll give a speech tomorrow during the Orion Summit 2022 Tech Conference. We want to create conditions for new startups to merge and establish effective cooperation. This will encourage them. What's the purpose of M&AMP? A. Merger and acquisitions. We do have several developed startups, but the experience shows that 20% of them shut down after 5 to 10 years. Having a good idea for a business is only 30% of success. Not more. You must be able to bring it to the market. Competition Protection Commission launches an investigation against 5 egg producers. They will investigate possible price fixing and abuse of market position by Arsni. Project Inter-Invest, Ashtarak, Lusakert, and Iraq's factories. The Commission has also investigated the price of diesel and its connection to the exchange rate, and found that although the dollar is down, the global diesel prices are up, which is why its prices are up in Armenia. Hey marmnamerzikneri bikarik envakum. Sportayan marmnamerzutian patmutian mej arajan angam asexari bikarjak gavitakerner darjan. Artur Davtian. Henkatke. Ev Vahan Davtian. Ogakner. Mer Tiganer Masniksalov asexari gavatniri kors polaric arakan. Virgin asexari gavat kayakav bakvam. Orteg el pars darjan bikarjak hagtogner. Karogakan envassal bikarjak hagtogi kokum. https www.1in.am/3129922.html. In case you missed yesterday's news by Impossible Ad. Archive by. Donate to Armenia and AMP. Artsakh. The accused are innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law. Even if they appear guilty,